All right, we are now live. So today, this tree generator script has gone on long enough. It's gonna try to finish it tonight. Got myself some coffee, so I'm just gonna kind of be walking through this. And hey, Clifton B, morning. Where in the world are you that it is morning? And watch me Kappa 1, hello? Alright, I decided to do this because I didn't want to get distracted. Okay, so let's see, where am I right now? Where are we? Ah. Alright, so we have this now. We are generating the tree. So I've written it so that it, yeah, a lot of the code has just gotten cleaned up. So basically what's happening is where the yellow, I'll kind of talk a bit, I'll explain a bit. When it's dark blue, that means it's a vertical branch, it's a vertical trunk. Light blue, it's a horizontal trunk. Yellow means that it's a beginning of a trunk path. Hey, Nun Superior. So yellow means it's the start of a branch. So you see what happens here is, right here we're doing a split. Right, so this is the beginning, that's turned into a transition. That means we're going to go branches from there. Again, transition, this is split, split. So basically starting off new pieces, split. There is a bit of a problem that you can see right now that it's overlapped in here. Really, I would prefer to have it come out here, but we'll worry about that a little later. These are eventually going to grow branches, so... Okay, let's try to finish this up. So what I like to do is start looking at branching systems. So, okay, we're gonna get the branch system going in, right? So, hey, Bart, oh, hey, yes, I know you. Yeah, I don't know if you guys in the chat know, but Bart worked on Starbound. He's currently working on Staxel. It's a voxel game. All right, so let's see. So basically, what I've done is we have this regular trunk. It takes in the depth, splits. That's the trunk color, and it's this recursive thing that will check to see if it's still meeting the conditions, and if it is, we'll generate another trunk. Once in a while, we'll generate a split trunk. If it's the last trunk piece, it makes it a transition trunk. That means that it grows branches. The split trunk itself, I used to have this super complicated thing where I would have to like figure it out whether it's a continuation or a split, and then I was like, you know what, we're gonna make them all split. So basically what it does is, this is kind of cool. So when we splitting a trunk, we can have 2 or 3 splits. And first what we do is we create a list of possible directions. So it can go up, it can go straight, which takes, so this is the last element in our horizontal trunk list. So that gets the previous horizontal trunk grow direction. This is so we don't have it grow like back on, like if this goes here, we make sure that it doesn't grow back. And then we can do either left or right. And we do that using the cross product, right? So left and then right is just the negative, the inverse of this. And then, so then what we do is we take all of these and we add them to our possible directions list. We decide whether we want to do 2 or 3 split. So we have a, okay, and then all that we do is, then we create a list of actual directions we will be using. All right, so yeah, so we have, these are the actual directions and we draw them from, okay, right, we take them from the list of possible directions, we randomize it, and every time we add it to it, we eliminate it from that possible directions list so we don't repeat. And then from there, we just iterate through the number of splits, and then for each one, we generate basically a new trunk piece with its own new list. It's probably not the best, most efficient way to do it, but it's not a runtime thing. It's just an editor tool, so it doesn't really matter. Yeah, I guess some people say that it's not technically an L system because we're not using that L system terminology, but it is pretty much it. Oh, and Bart, sorry to hear about the running out of budget. That's yeah. It's really hard. Like, that's the one thing. This thing is taking me way too long to make, and every time I spent on this tool, it means we're not actually working on the game. No, I have me. It is over the summer. There were 3 of us. There was Chris was full time, David was part time. Now we don't have Chris anymore. We're just down to David part time. So it's me and 1 part time programmer. Right. Yeah, contractors are super expensive. Okay, so what we do here is now, okay, so right, so basically when we split, like previously I was like, okay, this is the continuation one, these 2 are new, and I was like, forget it, let's just make all of them new. So it was just easier to keep track of that way. So what we do here is we have, we iterate through the number of splits. For each of them, we have a new list of tree data to keep track of. We actually don't really need the vertical trunks. Like, the reason why we have this horizontal trunk list is to make sure we don't grow back in the previous direction. So like, if I have a trunk piece going this way, I don't want the next one like growing back on top of itself. So anyway, so what we do with the new list is, because these are empty lists at the start, right? So what we do is actually take the list from the parent. So every trunk path has a list that it keeps track of. So like, this has one list, and then here this starts a new list, this starts a new list. So with this list, we want to remember these 2 data, right? So what we do is I actually just take these pieces from the parent. So this is the new horizontal trunks. The previous one is the horizontal trunks, and we add those to the new horizontal. So they start off with like these 2 elements in there. So it knows not to grow back in this direction. All right, so now we set up the grow direction. Right, so you see we hear the split trunk grow direction. That's the one we've gotten from here. The start position. Where do I calculate the start position? Or actually, to do, need to add offset, I think. So here we have the split trunk growth length. Get the end trunk of this piece. Oh, right. Okay. No, so what we do here, this trunk end position. So we're testing to see before we grow it, we see if it's going to be outside of the bound we set here, and if it is, then what we do is we just make that a transition trunk, so we know that that's the last one. So what we do, because see, we check to see if the tree bounds contains our trunk end position, right? So that's we take our split trunk position, we add the length times the growth direction, so that gives us the end of the trunk piece, and then from there we can figure out that's what the end would be. And it's like, okay, well, if the end of it is going to be out of bounds, then let's make it a transition trunk, which means that it's going to be the last trunk in the path. Otherwise, if it's not the last piece, we generate a regular trunk piece. Yeah, it can still be a transition piece. It's just not guaranteed. So, because sometimes I do want things to become transition. Now, so here's the thing. So we can have either 2 or 3 splits, unless they're all at the end of the trunk path. I actually want the first one to be guaranteed to be. I want one of them to continue at the least, so that the tree doesn't get cut off prematurely. So you can see we make sure that the first one is always a path. So if I equals 0, that one's always going to generate a regular trunk, which means one that continues. Otherwise, it can still generate a regular trunk, but there's a probability that it will turn into a transition trunk. So that's that. And basically, the transition trunk, we're going to now make it so that it generates branches. So we are working on that. Eventually, what I want to do is also do up some rake casting so that the branches don't grow on top of each other. But yeah, okay, so the branch is a lot similar to the trunk pieces with one difference. So you can see this is a handmade tree here, and as far as I can tell, there are actually no, they're a lot similar to trunks. So we're gonna just go ahead and that actually the code should be mostly the same. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna copy this over. Right, so we get the parent, we get the start position, the growth direction, the length, depth, max depth, split index, horizontal trunks, vertical trunks is beginning of path. So it's probably going to end up being the same as the trunk script, but I usually like to do it this way just to not trip myself up right away. Okay, depth split. Oh, so you know what? We'll also want different colors, right? So okay, so what we'll do is we'll make this beginning of trunk path it's the beginning of a branch path, we'll make the color red, and if it grows up, we'll make it yeah, you know, we'll keep it blue and it's a good color that hasn't been taken. We'll make it magenta and dot. We don't have a whole lot of colors here. Make it magenta and white, whatever. Oh, you know what? Right. So we should be using branch size. So anyway, I'm mostly streaming tonight because otherwise I usually get like super distracted when coding, just because I'm not totally crazy about it. So this is my way of making sure I don't end up on Netflix. Well, you know, I know this should be one, so... No, wait, so this is... Branch size is 0.5. So this one what we should have is the branch size. So it is very similar, generate geometry, trunk color. Now the next trunk growth directions, right? So that's basically, so the other thing with the, okay, so as you can see, I think I probably over comment, but it really helps me to kind of keep track of the logic with stuff like this. With branch, the last piece should always go up. So the last branch in the branch path should always go up. Right, so because basically you can see we have our leaves, the end of it, it's always a vector up, and that's where it grows the leaf. So the leaf is simple, right? It's like, okay, if it's the last, then just put a box, somewhat random size there. That's straightforward enough. What we do want, so let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so we have the generate branch right next to it. Okay, depth. This is the last trunk. So the last trunk needs to be a transition trunk, and the next trunk growth direction, if it's a transition trunk, it should always be vector 3 dot up. Oh fuck, but So I know there's a way where I can basically so like I have the generate trunk and generate branch, and I know that both of them can probably be the same function. You just pass in slightly different pieces, but I still have a lot of this stuff that I don't. Okay, you know what? We're gonna. This is not helping me, so I'm gonna go ahead and delete a whole bunch of stuff that David had written that we are no longer using. Just to help clean up this code. Because I think I have a pretty clear idea of what I need to do. So this we can get rid of. Wait a minute. Actually, that should not be it. Actually, we don't, there's no such thing as a transition branch. So basically, just check to see if it's if it is the last branch. If so, make sure it grows up. Actually, this is very clear to me then. Because then what this should be is we'll generate trunk start position, vector 3 up, because that's, we want it to go upwards. Vector 3 dot up. We have the length. So next trunk length. And the depth would be, I guess it doesn't actually really matter what the depth is at this point. Depth can just be the depth. Now I forgot what's depth. Max depth. Split index. Don't need that. Oh, right, so I guess this would take care of itself. Come on, what am I missing here? Transform, vector 3, float, int, list reference, false. Argument 9 must be... Oh, right. Oops. That was dumb. Talk. Put in the function instead. How would you know if this is the last one? Huh? Yeah, actually, we need to... maybe do like a bool is last branch. Because the thing is only the... you only know that this is the last branch from the previous branch. Like the previous branch tells... Yeah, you don't know that it's the last branch. Actually, the previous one does it. You know if the depth is greater than... But if it's not the depth issue, but that it's going out of bounds, then you need the previous one. So yeah, I think it's the last branch. So that should be, when we generate the trunk, it would actually be false, because it's not the beginning and it's true. It is the last one. So then yeah, we can return. So yeah, this is, we know for sure it is the last branch. Okay, so that's the last branch, we know that. Then yeah, we can take care of this if is last branch, then grow a leaf piece. So grow a leaf piece and then return. We do want different split probabilities for trunk and tree. So we'll get to that in a bit, but let's see, this should be fine. Hey, Lethune, how's it going? You're currently... yeah, it's an impromptu stream. Basically, I wanted to... Yeah, this tree generator has been taking me way too long, and we're really close, and I was like, well, if I work on it Saturday night, I will probably get distracted. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stream, and then I won't be distracted, because everyone will be watching me, and I won't end up on Netflix, which tends to be what happens. So transition generate, and we are so close. Like, generate transition trunk. Okay. Oh, you know what? We actually need to... Yeah, this is going to be interesting because we'll actually... So if it's the last transition piece, we actually need... If it's the transition piece... We actually need to figure out a number of positions to do. So basically, in the transition trunk, we'll need to figure out, like... Okay, so like we know this is a transition trunk, right? We'll have to be like, okay, well, we're going to have one branch going from here, one branch going from there, one branch going from there. So we're going to put that logic inside the transition trunk. For now, we're gonna create it with a single. We're just gonna create a single branch. So we're gonna take this trunk. Start position. Oh yeah, you know what? We need to figure this out. Actually. Okay, yeah, you know what? Before we do that, let's clean up this code. This is like way too much stuff, and I can't think with this. Okay, a bunch of this code is for... Yeah, these we don't need. actually don't need this basic trunk transition. This whole thing can go. We got rid of that. Okay, so let's figure out. So for now, let's start with generating one trunk and then one branch piece. So we need start position, grow direction, and grow length. Also need to set the depth of it. The depth value the max depth. For horizontal branches, horizontal and vertical branches. Is beginning of trunk path. No, it is not the last. Okay, so let's start off with. So the parent will be trunk. The start path, start position, let's just say that vector 3 branch start position. We'll kind of write it this like really bad and inefficient way, and then later we'll go back and clean it up. Yeah, a lot of this is just like trying to wrap the algorithm in my head. And then a lot of the one thing we want to do, which is not implemented here, is having some kind of having some kind of I forget what I was talking about. Oh yeah, raycast system, so that pieces don't grow on top of each other. I'm also gonna get some more coffee. Might have to make a new pot soon. Whoa, David Kilmer, are you serious? Is it really Taco Bell? Well, you know, they are trying to get them to publish the game, so... Oh man, by the way, you guys saw that you can, there's that Taco Bell PS4 giveaway. Oh man, that reminds me, I forgot to enter today. can actually enter without a purchase. It's like you can enter it every day until November 4th. And I already have a PS4, but this I don't understand. Oh, well, like, why are they interested in games? Is that like so I thought it was like Mountain Dew and fuck! Didn't win. It like took slightly longer to load and I got my hopes up. But yeah, anyway, I think the gold PS4 is pretty sweet. Actually, for the controller, man, there is one thing I want to actually talk about this. I don't know if anyone else has the same problem. But my PS4 controllers all have the let me see if I can make this. I don't know if you guys can see the left joystick, the like this rubber cover has come off, and it's actually from playing NBA 2K, but still though, I mean, I don't even like play that much. I think maybe I was like really into it for a brief period. But maybe it was like 100 hours, but this started to happen to like in like the first 50 hours, which is kind of ridiculous. Like, there are definitely gamers that play way more games than I do. So this is not a very long life for a controller. Anyway, I don't know. I haven't seen anyone talk about that. That was a rant. Anyway, I didn't win. But you can enter it every day. I actually had to hide my it is bad quality rubber, but like that's why would it be like it's made for playing games? How can they use rubber that wears out? These things are not cheap. They're like $40. Yeah, I mean, I'm like, I actually had to hide my NBA 2K disc so that I would stop playing. I'm like on my 3rd season. Okay, branch start position. So let's make the start position of the branch the end of the transition trunk. So okay, let me just say for now, let's make branch start position the end of the transition trunk. We'll change this later. Yeah, actually, that's a good point, because I've played a lot of PC games on the Xbox 360 controller, and that's still fine. I mean, the NBA 2K is especially, like, yeah. No, I've spent way more hours on this, and this is still good. I assume, Lithium, you're talking about Xbox 360. The Xbox One controller looks really big. I don't have it. Okay. Let's make my sharp position at the end of the turn. So we'll change this later to... We'll change this later so that there are offsets in different directions. So, oh, right. You know what? You know what? Hold on a second. Actually, because we are supposed to get the vector 3 branch growth direction. We actually need to get that from... Yeah, actually, so see, we forgot. We need to do this. Okay. Well, that sucks, man, because I mean, I don't own an Xbox. I really like the PlayStation, but the controller... Come on, guys. Branches, new vertical branches. How's everyone's Saturday night going so far? I'm listening to some music, by the way. I'm listening to Helios. So we got this like rain background noise going, but I'm not streaming the music just because I don't know. I'll probably end up getting copyright notices. But anyway, if you like the stream, you should definitely follow. Back at home from a really awful hotel in Toronto. Oh yeah, I saw that you were in Toronto. Where were you? You know, I actually grew up in Toronto. It's a cool city. How'd you like it? Sucks about the hotel, though. You know what's a really great hotel is Hotel Ocho in Toronto. They had a gamer... Not gamer camp. Is it gamer camp? No, it is called gamer camp. It's called gamer camp. Yeah, they don't... It's not doing it anymore, but it took place at a hotel, and it was a really cool event. Took a nap, and now you hate yourself. Lithu, naps are the greatest. I am personally a big fan of naps. If I had better sleeping schedule, I would try to get up at like 5 in the morning, take a nap after lunch, and then keep working. Okay, so... Public transport is good. It's too east-west centric, I think. You know what? I really need to like name these current growth direction and next growth direction. It's like too freaking confusing. Oh, cool. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, Downsview is far. Yeah, that's a tough spot. Um, well, they are Italian. New vertical branches. Um, well, you know because pasta is not actually like a main dish. Or that's what I learned when I was in It's what I learned when I was in Italy. I worked in Italy for a summer. What the fuck? Ah, Shepherd and Young. Oh yeah. That's actually not too far from where I grew up. So yeah, the north side. So like, yeah, I guess if you want to take Shepherd and Young to downtown, it's super easy, right? You just take the Young line straight down. Okay, yeah. In that case, if you're near Downsview, oh, but you know what the problem with Downsview though is? You'd have to like, I guess you just have to take a bus, but you can't take because you gotta like go around the U if you want to take the subway. Like, they should connect that up there at the top. Split trunk growth direction, get next trunk direction. Right, so we get the start positioned. Okay, no. So we get the next trunk. Yeah, I also see the problem is like a lot of these functions I'm using trunk, and it should be branch. It's branch and trunk, so I wanna change that later. Start position, split trunk, start position. Right, so this would be start position. Oh, never mind, because we want that. Start position. Yeah, you know what, it would be growth direction times the length. Oh, bello. Okay, split trunk growth direction, split trunk growth length. No, you don't wait. That's not what we should be calling it. We should be calling it branch growth direction. Branch growth length. Branch start position. And let's go ahead and generate this branch trunk. Okay, so this is where the depth was going to get tricky. So the depth will be 0, right? And the max depth, I think that should just be like 3 or 4. Because we don't want we don't want very long branches, right? Like the branches should basically cap out at 3 or 4. So we'll add some variation to that later. But 1, 2, 3. Yeah, like this has, I mean, this is 1, 2. Well, this has the split, so that doesn't quite count. You know what? Let's for now, let's just say 4. 4, 3. Lithuan, was it a while ago when you were there? And where you are now? I guess when you say you were there to learn English, I'm assuming you're not in a English-speaking country. New horizontal branches, and that should be new vertical branches, and true. So this is the beginning of the past, and false, it is not the last piece. What? Oh, ref. Brnak, branch. Okay, here goes. I hope it doesn't crash Unity. Alright, let's see if we generate some branches now. Ah, sick! The offset is all fucked up, because... Yeah, so the offset's all screwed up because we're using the trunk offsets. But, tree generator branches. Alright, I'm gonna take just a quick break. It's been streaming for an hour. I'm gonna take a quick break. I actually have sort of the perfect... I don't know if you guys follow Abner Crombie, I think that's his name, but he is he works at NASA and he does programming streams on Sunday afternoons, and he had a really funny break screen that I think I might add. Let me see if I can find it. What the fuck? Hold on, I seem to have misplaced this folder. Ah. Yeah. I see. Okay. Oh, cool. Um, yeah, they're so Clifton B, yeah, because they're using the trunk size to do the offset, which is why it's getting screwed up. But anyway, he had this as his like. So I think that's kind of funny. So I'm gonna just take a quick break, and we'll be right back. Um, Right, now we're back. I got a new pot of coffee brewing. Oh wait, I forgot to add water. 1 second. Alright, there we go. I ground up some beans and turned on the coffee machine and then realized I forgot to add water. So let me just post on Twitter, let everyone know we're still streaming. Dry roast. Good one. It's actually really good. I got this like blue bottle coffee from San Francisco. Someone was there and brought some back, and it's really good. So one of the things I want to do is we need to, because I don't really want to have like all these redundant functions like the generate trunk, generate branch. They're really sort of the same thing, but I do want to name them, calling them get next trunk direction, get next trunk start position is kind of confusing to me. Even just on this level where I need to understand it. So what I would like to do is, by the way, can anyone think of a generic term that includes trunk and branch? Tree piece? Oh, so the trunk length needs to be different from the branch length. So that's the thing. Yeah, because you know what's happening here is when we generate the branch. Yeah, I know exactly what's happening is that when we get the so you can see here we have appendage. That's too long. I'm gonna misspell that. This just sounds more like a body part. Right, so basically, because what's going on here is we have the next trunk start position. Yeah, so see this. Thing is, it would also be good to have naming variables is so hard. I already have a thing called tree. The whole thing itself is tree. So see, the issue too is that The upward offset probability of the trunk is slightly different than the upward offset probability of the branch. So, you know what? Fuck it. We're gonna. You know what we're gonna do? We are going to tree part. Get next tree part start position. That's actually not bad. And yeah, actually, it's not a bad one. That's not bad. Get next. Also, limb. Limb is good too. Let me put on my sweater. This is. Nah, actually, you know what we're gonna do? Let's do it. We're just gonna do a tree part. Actually, you know what? Hold on a second. Forget that. Let's next limb position. Yeah. No. I think next limb, and then we'll make trunk and branch subsets of limb. Yeah. Get. Yeah. Because it's easier for me to think of the trunk as the main part, and then the branches. So we'll do limb. Alright, okay. Vector 3, get next limb start position. Yes. Hypernym. What's hypernym? The thing that is hypernym, the word that encompasses. Right. Oh, that's a good word. There is no hypernym of trunk and branch. You know, we're gonna use limb, right? So trunk is the one that's like 1 unit thick, and limb is the stuff that's 0.5 unit thick, and they are slightly different. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna say, you know, vector 3. Vector 3 current start position. And you know what we're gonna do is we're gonna get here's what we're gonna do. Here's what we're gonna do. Like enum limb type. And we'll have branch trunk. So we will basically be like, hey, this is a branch, so we do this. This is trunk, so we do that. And that's actually really good. So get next limb start position, right? So first of all, you need to tell me what type it is. So limb type so then we have the start position. What we do, we have the current. Right, so we're getting the next limb start position. And if we're getting the next limb start position, yes, we need the current growth direction. Current growth length. And then we also need the next growth direction. Okay, here we go. That's yes, and I know. So next vector 3 next limb start position. Okay, so we were returning that. We're actually going to go ahead and just copy this stuff over. Okay, so this is the next limb start position, and we're gonna this is the value we are returning. This is good. I feel like having the proper term names for stuff is just helping me like have a good understanding of what this algorithm is doing, which is really the main part of programming. Okay, so current start position, right? So what we're doing is we start with this, right? So that's the next limb start position, and we take the current start position, we add the current growth direction times the current growth length. So that gets us to the end of the trunk. The issue then is we need to figure out offset. So yeah, that is not how I work. Clifton, I just start coding, and then I have this big mess that I just sort through, and then it gets cleaned up. That's what I do. I'm not I don't do the sticky note stuff. So I mean, I do that stuff with gameplay, but not with stuff like this. I like to just dive in and code, but this is probably not the best way to do it. Okay, what we're gonna do is we're gonna say we're just gonna split it up. If limb type equals to, if it's a branch, we do this. Else, okay. Yeah, I do like the multiple rewrites to kind of get things sorted. Yeah, it is. Like, David, he had his original stuff. This was his. No, no, this was his original one. Like he had this as like T and N, and it always confused me because I was like, that's not how I think of normal. It should be grow direction. But yeah, naming is really important. It like totally screws me up if it's not. That's why my names are always so stupidly explicit. But you know what? Actually, I just realized we can do it where we have. So I'm gonna just be super explicit, right? Like, okay, then we need to add a slight offset to the position, otherwise it will overlap with the current limb piece. The offset that we use depends on which direction next growth direction is. Okay. So what we're going to do is here we have our float. Right, so we have float offset distance. This is how much we want to offset by. Different depending on branch or trunk. Oh, and you know, we're gonna do it this way so we know, like even just stuff like this, having the underscore before the name, it helps me to know it's like, okay, this is just inside here. Hey, by the way, while we're talking, has anyone here played Mushroom 11 yet? Oh, I know Clifton has. Clifton's been a big supporter of the game. And this is going to be the upward offset probability. So one of the things that I want to do is I want to make sure that the trunk upward offset and it's always good to sort of have a lot of variables to tweak. So see, this should be like trunk upward growth probability, and this should be... No? Huh. David, I'm kind of was wondering if you could maybe talk a bit about why that is. So we're gonna name it, right? So there's the probability of the trunk growing upwards. And the thing is, I want that to be, so variables controlling trunk growth. And variables controlling branch growth. I'm going to name them differently according to what's... Ah, I see. Yeah, it's... I see, right. Because they kind of... Yeah, so branch and trunk, they have different... They have different probabilities. Huh, somebody just wrote an article about the 4 phases of game development. Let me see if this is true. Phase 1, prototyping, fun part, streamlining concepts, setting deadlines. I think I'm here. I think I'm in phase 2.5. Okay. I'm gonna close that Twitter page. Phase 3. Yeah, I guess technically I'm in phase 2 and 3 together. Those don't seem to be mutually exclusive. So with the get next limb start position, right? So what we do is how much you want to set by. Yikes. So if the next growth direction, if this next piece is growing up, if the next limb is vertical, we offset it in a side direction minus current growth direction. So yeah, what it's saying is, let's say this is the current piece, and this is the next piece. We don't want it like this. We want it either... So what we do is we eliminate the previous growth direction, so we don't go that way. So if the next piece is horizontal, we can either offset it right, so it's either... Wait, what the fuck? Oh, right. Oh, right. Right. Okay, so if the next limb is horizontal, we either offset it upward or in the direction of growth. So if the next trunk's growth direction is in the direction of next limb growth. Okay, so if next limb's growth direction is the same as the current limb's growth direction, we only allow for upward offset, right? Okay, so if this is the current one and this is the next one, the only time we can have it offset is this way, is on top. Although, okay. We only allow for vertical offset. If it's a branch, it can be offset above, upward, and downward. Like, yeah, so the branch you can have it this way and then that way. Yeah, Puzzle Gamer, you should definitely post it. If it's a branch, it can be offset upward or... Oh, damn, this is freaking cool. I'm not gonna watch it right now. Huh, interesting. Whoa, Universe Sandbox was made in Unity? Damn, there's like a ton of amazing stuff here. Hey, Zeba. I know Zeba. He went to the same college as I did, except he went like 10 years before I did, because he's old. I'm kidding, I'm old. Wow, there's a ton of really great stuff here. What? Okay, I'm gonna... We'll come back to this. So we're using this next. So what this does is it just gets a value from our random key, and we just currently use that to. So this should be offset size, right? Hey, TK Noodles 99. How's it going? Working away. Ite Julia said they do an AMA sometime. Definitely would be interested in that. I think I want to watch the talk first. I still need to finish the game. By the way, if you're new to the stream and you're enjoying it, you should follow. Alright, if next limb's growth direction is not the same as current growth direction, so okay, right. So if we are going to offset it upward, so there's a probability, because sometimes we might not want a whole lot of upward offset probability. Oh fuck. Okay, so with this, I'm wondering if we also need to make sure that, you know, we're doing it, yeah, so this is what I mean by downward. So yeah, we need to include that. So okay, so actually, So what we're gonna do is we're gonna say fuck. So if it's a trunk, it can get offset upward. Let's give it a 50-50, and we will say... Okay, I think that's it. I'm gonna get some ice cream. Actually, it's time for another quick break. Short break. I'm gonna take a quick break. Okay, I'm back. Took a break, did some breathing exercises, ate some ice cream. Let me go ahead and post on Twitter, let people know that we are now still going. Yeah, I really want to finish this tonight. It is like kind of a big pain in the butt. Okay. Hey, Latrivis! Yes, it has been a while. Welcome back. This is not part of the regular streaming schedule, but I've been working on this tree generator for a very long time, and I really want to get it done, and we're almost there. And I was like, well, it's Saturday night, so if I just try to program, I'll probably end up on Netflix watching awful martial arts movies. So if I stream, on the other hand, then I won't get distracted and I'll get a lot done. And it's been true. The last 2 hours have been way more productive than I've been in a while. So basically, for those of you that are just joining us, we are writing this script, and I think the big thing tonight, thanks to Clifton, was naming things LIM. That's the hypernym, which I learned is a term that encompasses more terms. So, because there was like tree trunk and tree branch, and I know what they're different, and instead of having sort of these redundant functions, we just call them limb, and we just kind of do things depending on whether it's a trunk or a branch. So that's all good. So I think we've got that done now. Right, so for example, this is in our generate regular trunk. So this would be get next limb, start position, and then we would actually say limb type dot trunk. By the way, Latravis, how have you been? How are you doing on this fine Saturday night? I'm listening to ambient rain sound to get myself in the work mood, but I think it might actually be raining outside. Oof. Generate branch. Hey, Vib! How's it going? So I get really excited when I see people back. Oh, cool. Handmade well. I am honored that you're here, because Handmade Hero is some good stuff. But this is actually one of the better programming streams I've been doing. We are working on yeah, because we're basically refining this procedural. Yeah, I've learned a lot. I mean, we are working on this tree generator, and you know, the key is we've sort of, I like kind of know what I want to do. We've got a few things going on where it's like, okay, we know when we're splitting the trunk, we can go in different directions. We offset it. The key component this time around, which has helped a lot, is actually not using matrix transformations to get the rotation, because then, but instead just using more an objective coordinate scheme. So that's helped quite a bit. Magic, which basically is generating colliders under objects instead of having the environment contain the colliders. Not 100% sure what you mean by that. Are you talking about just like in the hierarchy? And yeah, so we're kind of like cleaning up the code. We're working through problems, and we're making it more organized and getting rid of. So, for example, we, instead of having separate generate trunk position and generate branch position, we now do one generate limb position, which actually makes it a lot easier to read, and just makes this whole thing a lot more organized. So get next limb position, limb start position, right? So this is the code for getting the start position of the limb. Aha! So you see there, what we've got is the so the positions are right. We are, what the fuck? Oh, right. So we need to make sure that we can't. Oh, sick. Oh, I see. Oh. So you have like a moving. Oh, interesting. Interesting. Okay, so one of the problems right now is that it's one of the problems right now is that this is Okay, so obviously the problem right now, so there's a few problems, right? Like here, this branch is growing into that. This is not so much a problem because I do consider there to be a bit of editing. So like what I would do, we have to do some pruning, some tree trimming, if you will, before it's final, right? Like you just can't expect it to be absolutely perfect. The thing is, the problem though right now is that they are... Okay, so the offset's a little wrong. We need it to actually be here and here, so we need to use half the offset. So that's fine though. The problem is hey! Orange Flame 476. Yeah, that teaser trailer was me. Well, I commissioned someone to do the music, but yeah. Thank you so much. Really glad that you're here. Yeah, today we're doing some kind of more boring stuff, doing like procedural generating. Basically, you know, I had these trees, I was making them by hand. I was gonna do 100 of them, and then I did 4, and I was like, whoa, this is way too tedious. So we're basically writing a tool that generates it, and just trying to get the details down, and it's sort of tripping me up a little bit more than I would like it to be. You know what? I think we're actually... I think we're actually, what we're going to do is we're going to offset it. Oh, God, I hate programming. Actually, you know what? This is actually tripping me up more than it's helping, because now, as we started doing this, I'm realizing the so we were trying to like amalgamate. By the way, hello, the great amalgamation. We were trying to amalgamate, so we have, like, you can see here, we have the trunk that is the thicker part and the branch is the thinner part, and we were trying to combine them into one function. I thought it all worked fine, but then as I started making it, I actually realized they're different enough, and now it's like, so see, we were going to do like get next limb start position, and then you would tell it whether it's a branch or a trunk. Then I just realized this is actually more problematic than... It's actually more confusing, because now I'm realizing there's a whole bunch of cases. Like the branch and trunk stuff is actually a little bit different than... Well, you know, I don't stream every day now. I stream Wednesday, Friday. Those are the regular weekly streams. Just because it does take a lot of time, and then this is like an impromptu stream. I don't normally stream at this time, but I really wanted to get this done. I wanted to get a good chunk of work done on this, and then I was like, well, actually, you know what? I'll just it's Saturday night, so if I'm not streaming, I'm gonna end up getting distracted by like Netflix or something, or end up playing The Sims. So I decided, you know what? Let's sit down and finish. I'm gonna get some more coffee. I'll be right back. Ah, yes. Yeah, I haven't Grand Amalgamation, I haven't seen you here in a while. Glad that you can make it. I should have been doing this a long time ago, where it's like, yeah, because I actually, to be perfectly honest, I don't really enjoy programming that much. So I tend to like slack off when I'm doing it. But if I'm streaming, then I'm like super focused. So we're gonna like, we start with this. So we're not gonna do limb. That's actually too confusing, because it's too confusing to try to fit the trunk and the limb and trunk and branch systems into one thing that includes all of them. So we'll keep it separate. We'll have a bunch of redundant functions, but that's okay, because this isn't even like a runtime thing. It's just a tool, so it doesn't matter. We're not too concerned. We're not concerned about. In fact, we're not at all concerned about performance. I mean, if it's like unreasonable, yeah, but that's not going to happen. So let's walk through this again, since anyway people are new. Yeah, you know, I actually prefer working on the weekends. Just like, I don't know what's been going on, but I've gotten so many requests for interviews lately. Like, it's great, but there's like two magazines. There's like an Illustrator magazine in the UK that wanted a bunch of stuff. A game magazine UK. I'm not gonna say their names yet, just because that hasn't come out. There's like this website in Germany. Bunch of other stuff. I don't even remember. There's like been so many. Like I think I did like 10 or so interviews in the last 2 weeks, and a lot of students contacted me too. And unfortunately, I haven't been able to respond to them. Like, it just been so busy. So during the week, I always feel this pressure to like meet those deadlines. So I'm not quite able to focus. But then on Saturday, it's like, well, no one's waiting for an email from me. So I can kind of just focus on coding, which is what I'm doing right now. So, and this is great. This is okay. So we're gonna keep it separate. We're gonna forget about trying to merge trunk and branch together. We're just gonna focus on branch trunk separately. So this is a function to get the next branch start position. So we have the current start position and the current growth direction. Okay, so here's the key. Okay, so you know what? We can only call this, so only call this function from a branch, not a trunk. From trunk, we need to calculate offset differently. Okay, so this is what I was talking about. Like, so you'll notice that when you're generating from a branch, that's fine, right? So this branch to that branch, the offset is fine. The problem when you're coming from a trunk is that it's like you actually need a different offset value, because you need to do it from there. So actually the onus is on the transition trunk property. Orange Flame 476 asking about text. Oh. Okay, so see that should be offset, right? So it's getting drawn in the middle. So we'll do it differently. Um, okay, get next branch start position. So we start with this as the next branch start position, previous branch start position plus previous branch length times previous growth direction. I totally go overboard with the comments, but that really helps me. Then we need to add a slight offset to the position, otherwise it will overlap with the current branch piece. Wait, the great amalgamation, does that mean you're using the Xbox One to type the controller? That seems very difficult. Which is why, because I have PS4 and I don't... I think you can, pretty sure you can watch streams on there, but I don't use it. I prefer watching streams on the PC. Marcus 5920, I am using a DOS keyboard. It is a mechanical keyboard. I believe it's brown. Yeah, it's not blue, it's brown. They're brown keys. So, I think by flat, I think you mean the non-mechanical ones. think it should have a greater chance of being offset up. Yeah, once you use a mechanical keyboard, you can't use anything else. I'm not crazy about the DOS keyboard mode though. Mine's like a little bit warped, which I'm not super happy with. Are you talking about the Great Amalgamation? You're saying how you would approach this? It's actually kind of a mess, so I don't... So the clear problem right now is that we're generating... This shouldn't be happening, right? So generate branch. I mean, we're almost there. Like it's pretty much there. I just needed to not I shouldn't have these branches pieces should not be growing vertically, like in a row. You shouldn't have two vertical pieces in a row. Man, I am really craving some potato chips. Let's see if I have any. I do not. Maybe at 11, like in half an hour, I will step out and get some. Great Amalgamation, what do you mean by vexing in terms of generating? how am I going about it? Just so roughly, what you can see here is we grow this trunk piece, right? So yellow shows that that's the start of a trunk path. So a trunk path is made up of vertical, horizontal trunk pieces. The vertical ones are dark blue, the horizontal ones are light blue. After a certain while, there is a possibility of it splitting, which generates two trunk paths. So that kind of how it goes about it. So you can see now split. If it's outside of that, because I needed to fill this box. So we've generated, I mean, I'm almost there. It's just a matter of like tweaking these little things here, right? I mean, you can see this is pretty much what I want. We just need to like get the values, right? It's like, okay, well, I don't want multiple branches going upwards. Like that shouldn't happen. So yeah, that's not gonna work for me though. What the fuck? It's free? Oh no, you gotta subscribe. I mean, it's not the... Yeah. I mean, we're almost there. It's just a matter of like cleaning things up. I guess the part that's screwing me up is... I guess I don't understand why it's allowing me to generate... I don't understand how this is possible. Because, I'm gonna have to move this to the next screen. Right, like, because this is... I don't understand why they're all vertical when Relativity. It takes time. It's part of the transformation that one must go through. So, like, okay, we're getting the next branch growth direction, right? And I don't understand, but that's, like, we explicitly say if the current growth direction is up, that I don't let you generate one that's up. Oh, cool. That's wonderful. It's all part of the continuing maturing of the work and myself. Like, why? I don't understand how. I guess I don't understand how this is happening. No, it's more like, cause see, like, when we get the next branch growth direction, it uses this function, right? Which explicitly should not be... Hold on. Whew. How does it know to terminate generation? We use this depth value. So you see every time it's generated, the depth number goes up. So if it passes the max depth, it stops. Or we have this bound. So you can see this green lines. They form the bound. If it goes out of it, if the position of it goes out, then it stops. So see, that's also weird here because it hasn't stopped. What the fuck? Oh, it's... Ah! Okay, so I know why. It's that should be a transition, and we okay, so the reason why this was going out, because it's outside of the bounds, and we keep making it go. We keep adding it vector 3 as the current growth direction, which is why it kept growing upwards. So it wasn't the function; it was the way, it was what we were calling it that was kind of screwing it up. So let's remove this. Tree bounds. No, because what that should be is trunk bounds. Okay, let's do this now. Oh! So this should be trunk volume bounding box. So I think the thing that makes this script a little bit different is that I needed to fill in this particular space. Okay, it's 10:50. It's another hour. I think I'm gonna take another quick break and get some potato chips from the shop next door. So I think it's gonna be like a 10-minute break this time. But anyway, I want to get some more work done. It's 10:50 Saturday night. Let's do this. All right, taking a break. Alright, I'm back. Got some sour cream and onion. The good stuff. Let's get back to more programming. We should all have. You guys should. That was also the time for you guys to go out and get chips. So basically, I realized it was causing more problems. So what I want is actually two bounding boxes. So we have where the box that the entire tree needs to go in, and the box that just the trunk needs to fit in, and the leaves can kind of come out a little bit more. So that's what this is. Oh wait, this is tree volume. So the trunk volume needs to be smaller than the tree one. It's kind of like soft and hard bounds. I wonder if you can change the line. Ah! This is it? Yeah, this should be it. Pretty sure there's an easier way. I could have just like replaced. Fuck me. Yeah, I should have just done it where you replace the variable name. Yeah, I don't know why. Sometimes you just feel like doing things the slow way. Ah, yeah. Okay, come on, let's finish this. Yes, I know, it totally does. I just... there is a way you can just like rename variables, like you can... But, Man, so I'm listening to this Helios album, and it's really freaking good. You can get it on Bandcamp. I just put the link in the chat. It's really good work music. By the way, thanks for all of you that are watching and hanging out here tonight. I know it's Saturday night. Well, I mean, at least where I am. So there's plenty of stuff you guys could be doing. But, yeah, this is cool. I feel like we're so close, though. So close. Draw bound. So first of all, I want to know if I can draw different colors. Oh, this is a big ass piece. Ah, I see. We didn't give it a color, we'll just make it yeah, sure, right? Hey, BTN Games, it's been a while. What's up? Oh yeah, it's clearly it's like near laundry day. I'm at the end of the laundry cycle. Eventually I will move to having solely only eventually it will be only V-necks. All right, let's draw this, huh? What the fuck? Aha! There we go. So as you can see, what we've got here is our... So you see the green box, that's the volume that the trunk should be contained in. So there shouldn't be any trunk pieces inside green. Or outside of green. And then we can have some branches go into green, but it cannot be outside of red. Yes, I did get it working orthographic. No, no, trunks are, the yellow means that it's the beginning of a new trunk. So when we split off, that's like, you see every time there's a split, it is yellow. Trunks are blue and yellow. Okay, so... Okay, actually this can go. I don't know what this test... Yeah, this should be trunk bounds, making sure trunk bounds contains it. Hello, X Tyler 73. Yeah, you can see here there's, yeah, I think this is pretty clear, the width difference. So yeah, we're actually testing to see about the trunk bounds. So the trunk bounds is the smaller box, smaller green box. The tree bounds is the larger red box. Okay. Just not sure why that's happening. Though, see, you can see as soon as all of these come out, right, they've grown. They grow. Okay, yeah, so you see now we've gotten rid of the multiple. The thing that I don't like right now is that they are tending to be very one-directional. Like, all the leaves are up here, there's no leaves down here, which is a little problematic. Yeah, like we need leaves lower down, but hey, X Tyler, you just followed me on Twitter. Alright, so we're almost there. I still don't like that we're getting... Yeah, I think, Clifton, you're right. I think we should make the very first trunk split to be opposite direction. But first, I wanna get rid of this. There shouldn't be consecutive pieces. Yeah. But you can see what's happened here is that the because they're orthogonal, they end up both going this way. We almost have it. What the fuck? If it's last branch, it shouldn't generate. the fuck? Why is... So it's if it's black, it means it's the last piece, but I don't understand why they're all ending up black. Let's see if it's this way. God damn, we're so close. This. By the way, if any of you are watching the stream and enjoying it, you should follow it. Follow the channel. I don't understand why this branch is not like... I must bounce? What the fuck? The fuck? Alright, Vib, I'll see you later. There is, but I don't understand. Like right now, this shouldn't happen unless it's going outside of the tree bounds. But I'm not sure why. It's like, so like the black means that it's the last segment of the branch, and right now we're saying like keep growing, don't stop until you've gotten out here. And yet I'm seeing this like, I'm not sure why, but it's like the branches are ending way before I want them to. I don't understand why that's happening. Oh, I did. Fuck. God damn, I'm such an idiot. It's because I was setting that variable. I was saying that it... There we go. Well, that was... I was being stupid. No, it was just like, you see down here, if this is true, that means that it's the last piece, and this should have been false, and it was true. So... Now we just have this problem. Which is, so we want the last piece to be going upwards. Hold on. So see, now if... Watch. If the next branch trunk is... So here's the problem, right? So we want the last piece to be up, to go upwards, because you can see that's how the leaves are. They're always upwards. So the problem, though, is if the previous one is up, it's like, it's hard to know that the next one is going to be up. Well, if the previous one is up, but that's not quite the last one yet, then you do the last one, then the last one's going to be up. So what you need to do is actually go back and make sure that this one is up. Yes, Clifton, you are right. Yeah, we're gonna tweak that a bit, but right now it's like, let's just get the basic of the tree working, and then we'll do some more. Yeah, like I want some. Eventually, I'm gonna have some where it's like guarantee split here at the beginning. Yeah, but right now we're just trying to get like the basics working, making sure the offsets are correct, that the branches are growing, etc., etc. And then, you know, there is also the pruning stuff that happens later on. There we go. There we go, you see? So, anyway, we've done a lot tonight. I think we might just wait. Oh wait, I totally fucked it up. Fuck. I'll be seeding them. Fuck! We had it! What the fuck? Oh. Yes! There we go! We got it! We got it. See, so these are not colored black, but they are last trunk pieces. Okay, well, we have it. It's there. Alright. We're almost there. This has been more productive than I've done in a while. So we are going to end the stream tonight here. It's been like a 4-hour stream, so anyway, that was super productive. What's next, right? Well, first of all, the offset still needs a little bit of work. Like this should be up here. I would like the end pieces to always be a little bit longer. So, what else needs to get worked on? The offset from the transition needs to be like this way instead, you know, so it's not shouldn't be in the middle, and there should be also multiple transitions left. So actually, let's, you know what, just for fun, let's do this. Yeah, it's, you know, just a little bit every time, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to say we're going to generate a leaf. And, all we do is this. Oh. You actually already had it. Yes! So the idea is like I would set something like this. To make sure that this is a tree. So let's say I want like a tree like this, right? So we would do 20, 20, 20. And the idea is like I'd want a tree that yeah, obviously we need more branches. So these offsets are messed up. Something got screwed up there. Anyway, we'll keep working on this. We're almost there. Take a screenshot. All right, well, that's it for the stream today. I'm gonna take a break, watch some TV, and I might do some more streaming tomorrow. But yeah, that was a really good session. Thank you all for being here, for hanging out. It was fun. Yeah, I mean, if it's your first time on the channel, follow if you enjoyed it. We need to add more branches, and then I think we're pretty good to go. Cool. All right, I will